this is Golden Delicious. Apologies for cutting off abruptly on the previous video. Now, hopefully, I'm going to have time to finish the turn in this one. So I'm going to start up here with Belgorod because I realised I've sort of forgotten about it. It is one of those locations which gives the Soviets a replacement bonus if they take it, but this division is super vulnerable here. And I would sort of rather it was a bit further south. So let's see what's the worst that could happen. I think the Soviet PO is so dumb. There's probably not going to go around these flanks, but I still don't feel so super comfortable about the position. It's strong in and of itself because I'm on a nice little arc here, but the gap between Lipsy and Belgorod is so big. And I would be able to get out reasonably easily to the south. There's nothing. I don't get any reinforcements from 24-0, do I? That's the only other thing. Yeah, no, I don't get anything on the northern map edge, so I can afford to fall back from here. There's only 10 VPs in the city itself. Okay, let's pull back this division. Just going to go there with this guy. Okay, so far so good. Again, that guy will just be RBC. That's fine. I appreciate I'm just moving units in silence here. So I'm thinking about who's got what MPs and where can they get to. Yeah, okay, so this guy will go get this guy out first and then hope let's see if I can get already document. You see, that's the thing about digging units in, is you can't change your mind afterwards. Okay, and I didn't get disengagement penalty. What are the chances? So I'll put him there, even though that means he can't dig in because he'll have 0 MPs. And then the whole division, apart from poor, unlucky anti-tank detachment, is now in this rather nice little deployment over here, backed by the artillery. There you go. You can have Belgorod. It's fine. I don't mind. And the rest of... see, that's another thing, is all these guys are on local reserve, which is going to lead to them just chasing all over the place. So I'm going to switch them to mobile deployments, which you can do with units that are in a whatever it is, a reserve deployment. Because the local reserve will make them go a bit up here and then a bit over here and then a bit down here as they react to each of the attacks in turn, and I don't want that. Okay, next up is the Romanians. I got as far as having a look at them, but not moving them anywhere. Let's start with the tricky one down here. So you've got, oh wow, quite a lot of units. I guess that's a battalion in reorganization from each of 2 regiments. Cracking. Okay, this is not looking fun. Okay, let's try starting with the HQ, because he can be... No, even the HQ can't get out of that trap. I could use this infantry regiment to make that exit a bit cleaner. Then he would be exposed. What have I even got here? So there's a bit of artillery, a bit of infantry. It's all such a wreck. Do I even care about... I could just fortify this guy, block the road up a bit. Yeah, I don't really want to send this one regiment in there to get like cut off in turn. Okay, we'll just let the Romanians sort themselves out in as much as is possible. See, once I've got a unit in that hex, it's completely fine to pull more units out. That's absolutely great. I'm sure this artillery will come in handy. What's my cooperation level? Army support. So that means that and the Germans army support. Yes, everyone's on army support. I'm not going to check everybody. But that means that the Romanians would have limited support with the Germans. So that artillery, if it can be saved, is not like totally irrelevant. And the supply level is high enough that they can be counted on to resupply and rebuild their strength. Plus, I've got a couple of infantry regiments here, units here that are in sort of halfway decent condition. Well, one that's in decent condition. And I'm going to move him back a bit, and otherwise just hope for the best, right? Okay, so that's that one. Oh, God, it's even worse. Right. So I guess the strategy here will be to pull the. I mean, everyone just needs to get out of the way, right? Basically, but to where? I was, yeah, I guess head for the hills, pretty much. Oh, I already moved that one unit. Look at that. Yeah, so there you're both sort of out of harm's way, and at the same time, sort of blocking the road a bit there with the zone of control. Okay. And then there's these guys, and they're not going to be able to get around this armored brigade. Brigade. So they're going to have to move up, join the rest of that division. There's actually a mix of two divisions here. I could sit on the crossroads, I guess. Let's see how far we can go in terms of having a sort of ragged line of wrecked Romanian units. Yeah, look at that. You got a sort of if I put him there, are you just going to get RBC'd? I'll put the HQ and the yeah, there you go. So you can sit and back up the. You may just get RBC'd. Okay, so that's everyone on the line, and I've got these two divisions in reserve. What I would like to just gonna look at the supply distribution. Oh, that's interesting. I do have a supply point at Dnipropetrovsk, but it's not on the rail net, which is actually sort of a bummer, which makes this bit of the railway really quite important. So that's something that's really important in TOAW supply. Is that rail is mainly carried by the supply, right? As long as you're on the supply net, your supply level doesn't decrease unless you have, as long as the start is from a supply point. So this supply point in Stalino is carrying full supply all the way up to this point here, which is quite a distance from that supply point. But over here on the rail, I've got 12 supply, and that's because although I've got a supply point at Dnipro, it's not on the rail. That hex doesn't have any rail in it. So that means that my supply is carried entirely by road, because all of my supply points are just on a road hex. This one here. Oh, I've lost. No, I haven't. This one here, the one in Poltava, the one in Dnipro, these two. All of them are on just the road net, except this one in Stalino. So this little bit of rail here, which I think I didn't even have at the beginning of the match, running through here, Pavlograd, Petropavlovka, Krasnoarmeysk, Skoye. They don't make it easy for you, do they? All of that is quite critical, because this, if I have this, then I have full supply up here and over here, and if I don't, I've just got this Like it's fine because my supply radius isn't so bad, but it's like half of what it should be. So that's quite interesting. And that helps me make a decision about what I'm going to do next. So I would like to keep this rail connection. And with that in mind, I'm going to move this division 389th, which I was reading, like, apparently formed from veterans, fine, whatever. Still, German infantry should not have 90% proficiency. I'm sorry. Okay. No one should have 90% proficiency in TOAW, in my opinion, because it tends to make the units just fight forever, especially on the attack, which is not always a good thing. Okay. So that's that and that and that and that and that. Okay. This guy can get down there and would probably be fairly safe in those hills. Okay, great. And HQ sits behind the line there. The AT, look at that. AT battalion can go all the way up over there and join that one regiment that was forward of the rest of the division. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This division, I've got one regiment that's on the rail, and I was thinking, do I want to rail that guy? Because he's there. It's quite short turn scale. This is what, like full day turns? Doesn't even say. It'll be in the scenario briefing. 1 day turns, 10 kilometers per hex. And it's like, I'm sort of in favor of short turn lengths, but it's a bit annoying when you're actually playing with it. Okay, so let's just move the guys who are not sat on the rail, first of all. They've got plenty of supply assigned, so that's not a problem. And I could just get this guy like just a touch further forward, or I could put him all the way down there. Again, probably the PO. Oh, he might come down like that. Okay, yeah, no, let's not do that. Let's just do a very short little train ride. Choo, 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 choo. Look, I could go all the way to there, but that's not a good idea. Could have done that at the beginning of the turn, but again, I'd be on the front line. Now, let's go by rail to here. Yeah. I was just thinking should have actually been Pavlograd. He's not going to get to Pavlograd. Okay, fine. I don't normally agonize over like 1 hex. Not necessary. Okay, and then the rest of the division comes up like that. And I can even have the... Let's see. Like, I would rather than march this close to the enemy, so there we go. All right. So I was saying on the forum, on Matrix Forum, which is where I've sort of started this, that maybe I didn't need all that artillery, air power rather. So what have we got? 6. I'm just looking at the factors here. So we've got 6 and lots of more numbers there, and it's 11. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. And why not include the anti-tank battalion in the attack? Mainly because I want it to advance as well. I don't think it's going to contribute very much to the attack, but I want it to advance into that hex as well. Okay, that's all set up. So I'm going to execute my one sad, lonely attack. Okay, let's go. Wait for it while it loads the sound effect. Oh, some intersection strikes. Yay. Oh, and I did an artillery bombardment as well. Let's see what that looks like. 2%. There you go. I mean, it's like, it's fine, but it's almost not worth my time to set up the attack. There you go, see? Don't know why it didn't load properly. Look at that. I chased off that cavalry division. It's messed up. I'm okay. And now my whole position looks better. I've still got 60% of the turn left. That was definitely the right thing to do here. Okay, now what next? Now I'm wishing that this anti-tank battalion was still in that hex, but alas, it was not to be. Okay, so let's try. Oh no, okay, that I'm gonna have to resign myself to probably losing that regiment. I guess I could have brought him down there, but probably would have lost the HQ. At least the regiment can sort of defend itself, right? So let's pull that guy back one more hex. Look at this. Like, this regiment is exposed, might get destroyed. But I was in sort of a bind there, and now the division is in a much better place physically. Well, that's the thought. The destroying of bridges. I'm not like a fan of destroying bridges everywhere, but let's destroy them in a couple of key places where I'm able to still. Possibly just the one. There's not a lot of rivers. Oh, there's one down there. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep that bridge. Fine. Okay, we can do some more of this if we really feel like it. This guy's just going to dig in. That's fine. How did my Air Force see my one fighter unit's in reorganization, so that's not good. Okay. Yeah, like pitiful results. Okay. Right. Let's see what the PO can do to me on its turn 2. Oh. Okay. Normally I do caps lock, which makes the units move a lot faster. And it just messes up the Romanians like proper good. Yeah. All of the RBCs. And now that one regiment is fully cut off. Oh, see, it's when you get an RBC against like a sort of okay condition regiment. This is why I ran away, because the Soviets are scary when they attack. Oh, wow. So they are next to that artillery regiment down there. Oh, no. I love it when I see a red density light. Please attack from that one red density light hex. Get like enormous losses. Oh, God. Oh, I feel a bit sick watching this. And then the PO does its attacks. Oh, an airfield attack. And of course, I got no fighters, so. No, not so many attacks on that first round. PO is always like oddly like frightened of attacking sometimes. Yes, destroy all of my bombers, thanks, great. And then some pure bombardments, all scary. Maybe the PO's like intelligence still thinks that it has to wait till later in the turn to start its attacks, like you did before battlefield timestamps came in. Because now he's like, okay, I'm warmed up, and now I'm going to do loads of attacks. Yeah. You notice I'm not looking at the detailed results of most of these, but just trying to get a general sense by looking at some of them. But yeah, basically at this point in the scenario, the PO's units are so strong. I meant to check if he has a shock bonus, actually, because it's an old scenario. Probably he does. Oh, Jesus Christ. PO's units are so strong that you just don't want to be near them unless you're in a fortified position backed by artillery, basically. Yeah, see there. Oh, no, that's okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. At least he's taking a lot. Yeah, even though he's winning, he's taking a lot of casualties. At least I get my bloody Panzer divisions next turn. See, as the designer, I would be inclined to split those units down a bit more, because the fact that I wouldn't have just one fighter unit for the whole map, and it wouldn't just go into reorganization and that would be it. But fine. I'm just grumbling. I mean, so far he doesn't seem to be putting too much pressure on this southern flank. I mean, he took Konstantinovka, but this could have been a lot worse. Yeah, I would have been eaten if I'd stayed in Belgorod. Although, having said that, I've been eaten anyway. Oh, that wasn't so bad, right? It's really sickening to watch all the RBCs, and now I'm on a draw, whereas on significant victory a moment ago, I was going to check, does he have a shock bonus? No, this is just the Soviets. Okay. Okay. All right. We can survive this. I'm not going to play very much of this turn, but I'm just going to take an initial look. Oh, God. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. He's running around over here. But these brigades are quite vulnerable now because he's moved ahead of his main body of infantry. And if I'd foreseen that a bit and had these two divisions still a bit further west, but maybe I could destroy this tank brigade here potentially. But is it worth it? I don't know. Also, attacking pure armor units, although there's a mix in there, attacking armor units can be futile sometimes. Okay, now the PO is all lined up, ready to attack me here, and it sort of makes me think I don't want to be there. Yeah, I've got these. The linchpin here is this one strong position arced around Kharkov, and this one strong position arced around Stalino in this supply point, where I'm getting all the reinforcements. And both of those are sort of intact, so I'm not so fussed about the rest of the map. I mean, I am fussed about it, but it's like one thing at a time. Okay. Let's see what we can get. It was in a film. Hold our nerve and see how many we can get away. We're talking about Dunkirk. Yeah, I just don't want to be attacked by this big wall of Soviet units right now. Like this part of the line is okay, but this part up here is quite vulnerable. And as I was saying on the forums, this is a fighting retreat, right? So so what you'll see me do quite often is to pull everyone back off the line, and then once everyone is back off the line, look, I can even say that anti-tank battalion, then and only then start thinking about, okay, where do they actually want to go? Yeah, so I've actually got like almost a breach here because this unit is so weak, which means I have to really, I mean, the whole division is in reorganization, which is not super helpful. Hey, there's a bridge there. Yeah, go on. Yeah, so we can get a bit further back. So if I move him there and then move there, and I sort of want to reinforce that one division with this guy there, because I don't want him getting into Stalina, because that, as I say, is my only supply point that's on a rail hex. Whoops. This guy is not really fit. That's the sort of unit that's going to RBC if it gets attacked again. But you see how the more I pull back out of that salient, it increases the number of units I have, the amount of frontage I can cover with a continuous line of good regiments. And it's, yeah, I'm giving up these good defensive terrain, albeit now I'm coming into this nice line of hills. So I might stick it out a bit with these 3 fortified regiments. Go rescue that one guy. Oh, no, he can stay where he is. It's fine. I don't know why they were on a tactical reserve. It's quite annoying. I'm again sort of a bit nervous about that gap, but fine. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. This brigade, although I was umming and ahhing about attacking it, it is sort of a problem for me because it's close to cutting off. And I think 2140 is actually one of my reinforcement hexes later on. Maybe not. No, it's not. Okay. But I'm sort of inclined to counterattack there. Yeah, go on. Okay. Just going to use minimize losses for now. I can't get very far around here. Yeah, he's just going to have to retreat down there, which is not really what I wanted. But I want to get him out from between this, out from this space, and just wreck the brigade. And now look how. Yeah. Okay. This. I don't want him cutting that rail. Although the rail line doesn't actually do anything for me. Cutting the road either, or getting into Dnipropetrovsk as well is the other possibility. So what we're going to do, I'm going to drop the rest of this division in up here, and then regret having railed this one unit down. So now he's not drawing supply, which is always nice because he's got all of zone control, all of the adjacent hexes marked by zones of control. See, I can speak English. So he's out of supply. The direct route to Dnipro is blocked. Everyone's happy. Okay. Okay. All right. That's going to be all I'm going to do for this video. Thank you for watching.